in a moment, we'll continue with a prayer for our country, but get comfortable for a second, because in this moment, in this week of inaugurating a new president, I am going to share a few words on this topic. I want to share, I received an email late Thursday night. The subject line, I will not tell you who it's from, but the subject line was, American Jews need to reach a consensus on path forward. The email continues, unless I'm terribly wrong, says the writer, there is a big chasm between those Jews that support our current president and those that are critical of our current president. I say, says the writer, that we American Jews need to reach a consensus on the best path forward. Then the writer continues to describe their opinion and says the American Jewish community needs to formulate a plan and a message to counter their ambitions to assure our safety. And then addresses me, the rabbi, saying, for the preservation of our communities, you, meaning me, as a leader in the Jewish community, need to push for a conciliation between the Jews on the right and the left. If we continue to remain divided, we'll fall. So if you haven't read my column this week for the weekly Parsha, I encourage you to do so after Shabbat. And there indeed is a big chasm between the Jews on the left and the Jews on the right. Now here's the thing. By my reckoning, and I've been really privileged to have conversations about politics with so many of you, by my reckoning, our Adat Shalom community is representative of the nationwide Jewish community in its political orientation, with about 3/4 of people supporting one party and about 1/4 supporting the other. Now, regarding our current president, I'd say probably about 1/3 of Jews nationwide, and similarly about 1/3 of Jews in the Adat Shalom community, by my non-scientific reckoning, voted in support of his candidacy and are celebrating his victory. So when we speak with one another, we must be aware of these demographics. It is not guaranteed that the person sitting next to you in shul will share your views. On the contrary, it's probable that they have views that don't match yours at all. Now, in the face of this reality, what should we do? What should I do? I wish I had a simple answer. I'm pretty sure that the answer is not, let's all have the same opinion. I don't think that will work. In truth, we're going to continue to ask ourselves and one another this question of how we handle the situation in the coming weeks and in the coming years. But for today, as we're celebrating Women's League Shabbat, I urge us to simply be kind. In addition to all we have to celebrate today, in addition to the political changes in our nation, we have the tragedy of wildfires right here at home. So for this Shabbat, let's not argue with one another. Instead, let's hold each other in kindness and in community. I think all of us could use the comfort that comes from spending time with our Adat Shalom family, the comfort we feel from being with loved ones when times are hard. With this in mind, we rise now for a prayer for our country, page 177.